Fun to follow you. For today's recipe, I'm going to make caramel kaya. It's actually egg custard jam. It's an egg jam, which is very popular in Malaysia. So for the egg jam, or we call it kaya, I will need 5 eggs at room temperature. These are grade B eggs. I need a packet of coconut cream, or if you can get it fresh, it's better. It's more fragrant. But I like to use packet coconut because I think there are some preservative in the coconut, so the egg jam will last longer. 175 grams of coarse sugar, meant to be dissolved when I crack the egg into it. This is for the caramel to be cooked. Caramel is actually to give it an extra flavoring to the kaya, and also the coloring, and have fragrance in the egg jam. I have here 3 pandan leaves. Cooking the kaya, I don't want to tie into a knot, because once the kaya is cooked, all the kaya is trapped inside the knot. It's very hard to remove. Cut into small pieces, quarter length, squeeze it slightly. Usually I will spread out all these leaves so that it will dry up faster. It will dry up very fast. Next, I'll be cracking the eggs into this 170 grams of sugar. So to play safe, crack it on a small bowl first. Remember to have it at room temperature when you cook the kaya. Using 2 chopsticks to beat the egg, or you can use fork. Beat just to dissolve the sugar, and also try not to create foam or bubbles. Dissolve all the sugar, because it will make the kaya very creamy and smooth. Cooking the caramel, I purposely wet my pan before I add in the sugar. Spread out. I'm using a white pan here because I want to cook the kaya in a shorter time. Watch the sugar, make sure you don't burn. Don't stir the sugar, let it kind of melt by itself. If you stir it too much, it actually will crystallize. I'm doing teaspoon by teaspoon. When I added the water, it has actually turned slightly. Now this is the time you must pay attention to the sugar. You do not want the sugar to burn. You just want it to be golden brown. And then the challenge here is some has already melted, some has not. So bring down the temperature, swirl it around. So I want golden color like this. And then you switch off the heat. Slowly add in the cocoa. It will splatter. Slowly add in your coconut milk. Just rinse the packet, because the coconut is quite concentrated. Now try to cool down this mixture further. because I'm going to add in the egg and I don't want it to cook the egg. The caramel and the santan has cooled down quite a bit. I will add in a pinch of salt, just a little bit, for to boost up the santan flavor. And stir it before I add in the egg mixture. The heat is still off. But remember, this leaf, it actually has dried out. Okay, so I'm going to push all this into the pan. I stir my egg mixture again because it would have settled and separate. So I'm going to use a sieve to separate, make it smoother. Now notice the foam is trapped. As the pan is still hot, you give it a stir so that you don't cook the egg. Switch the stove back on. Set the temperature to the lowest and stir every now and then to make sure your egg custard is cooked evenly. And if you don't stir every now and then, you'll find that the bottom custard will cook and then the top will be liquid, and then you will have a very rough consistency. And your stove temperature shouldn't be too hot. If you can maintain at 70 degrees centigrade, it'll be great. Make sure it don't burn. Keep stirring. It may take about half an hour for it to thicken. So we'll come back in half an hour time. Okay, I've been stirring for more than 30 minutes. The texture has really thickened. Look at the texture. It looks runny now, but put in the fridge, it will thicken. Observe the dropping of the jam. Okay, we are almost there. Because you look at the pandan leaves, it has actually wilted quite a bit. I'm just going to give it another maybe 5 minutes or 3 minutes. I will switch off the flame. Now today I'm doing directly everything on the stove top with no double boiling. The trick is to regulate the heat. If it's getting too hot, you just switch off the stove, but you keep stirring. So today consistency of the kaya is not bad. It's quite smooth. Switching off the stove, let it cool down completely before you remove the pandan leaves and all that, and you start preparing your bottles. If possible, sterilize your bottle. This jam keeps about 2 weeks in the fridge, 2 to 3 weeks. So I'll turn off the heat now. I hope you enjoy watching the video. If you like, share, comment. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel and support it. Thank you for watching. Bye. Fun to follow you.